right, guys, how are you doing? All right, once again, this is another impromptu mukbang. Let's take the glasses off. This is chapstick. Caked on my lips because my lips are always dry. What's up? There's like a glare. Kind of in a weird, like 45-minute parking spot down the street from the place I went to today. And let me show you. So if you have been watching my previous videos, then you would know that I kind of have been mentioning that I do want to transition into healthier eating options. I don't want to just be eating fast food all the time because it's not good for you. It's not good for your body. And it just makes you feel like lethargic, and I just want to have all the energy, and I just want to be putting beneficial things in my body. So on that note, I think it's funny that I go to a like juice slash acai bowl kind of place, and I get nachos. So as you can see, this is from the oh shit, this is dripping. God damn it. Wow. God damn it. That's embarrassing, but we're gonna keep it rolling. Okay, didn't make that much of a mess, honestly, so we're good. So that's like liquid cheese in there. All right. So yeah, I ordered nachos, and here's the thing. Let me see if I can. There we go. That's better. Not so in your face. So I did get nachos. I have tried this place before. I've heard very good things about it. I've tried their peanut butter banana bowl before, which is amazing. And it's great. And it's a great like breakfast slash lunch or whatever you want to do. But it's kind of basic, It's kind of, I've had a peanut butter banana bowl many places, and they're all kind of that. To be honest, that one is a little different. They have like a little there's a little nuance to theirs, but generally a peanut butter banana bowl you can find anywhere, and generally they consist of the same ingredients. Having said that, I do want to try. That's kind of the point of this whole thing. It's like I want to try things that I haven't had before on camera, so it's an honest reaction. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right, so I'm squirting this lime onto the nachos. But this is why I ordered the nachos, because I thought it was really interesting that they do have this on the menu. I think this place is a kind of like a vegan, like a first and foremost kind of like vegan friendly spot, which is cool. I'm not vegan, but no judgment to anybody who is. I think that's kind of very respectable. So here, I kind of spread it out a little bit. Here's what it looks like. Hopefully it doesn't drip anymore. I started messing with the sour cream, sorry. But yeah, so it looks kind of just like your standard nachos. But the kicker is, like I said, it's vegan, so the meat portion is actually, let's see if I can get a good chunk of it. So there's the meat, and I guess that's actually jackfruit. So I'm kind of excited to try that. So let's get right into it. 'Cause I'm hungry. I haven't had anything all day. It's 1 o'clock. I do have work later on. And like I said, this is only a 45-minute parking spot, so I do need to get it going. Keep it moving. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, that sour cream is really, it's different. It has like a weird texture to it. It's kind of like, it's not really your like standard Daisy sour cream. It's more, what do you call this? It looks kind of lumpy, not in a bad way, but there's like this like grainy texture to it. And it's kind of, there's like a certain flavor to it, which is interesting. I do love sour cream a lot. Okay. Yeah, so I thought it was kind of weird that they had nachos on the menu. They had nachos. I think they have like a taco salad. Something else. They have like some kind of Mediterranean option I was looking at. Let's see. So yeah, moving forward, I think I'm gonna be trying more places like this. It's pretty good. And then I've got I love these things. Coconut water. Smaller than I would normally get. I usually get like those big long ones that are like this much longer, like twice the size of this. But this is all they had there, so. All right, so what's new? What I wanted to talk about was, since we are kind of on this this health kick, I'm trying to be. I really am. Like I said, if I'm going to be putting something into my body, I want it to have a function, to have a purpose, not to just fulfill a hunger. And I think you need to consider the nutrients and which I don't actually do. I'm not saying that I look at the nutritional value of everything, but generally I know like what's good for you and what isn't. And I'm trying to look more into that kind of stuff. This probably isn't the healthiest option on the menu, I understand that. But we're in this like transitional period. So, on the topic of, just trying to be healthier and being more conscious of that kind of stuff, I want to talk about, like exercising and working out, especially during this quarantine period. It's been tough. Yeah, it really has. I mean, especially since I moved out here to LA, it's been kind of hard to get into, I don't know a lot of people out here. I know people, not necessarily people I would go to the gym with. And that's the thing too. It's like right now the gyms are closed. Like, I was just walking by here, and I was like eyeballing this tattoo shop that was down the street. And that's another thing that's closed that I frequent most often, as you can tell. Tattoo shops, gyms have been closed for a while. And that's kind of like been really detrimental to just my physical health, I guess. And then just, that psychology of knowing that they're closed and, not having that guilt about not being able to go to the gym because they're closed anyway. It's kind of just put me into like this really lazy, I've just noticed that I've been a lot less active than I have been, even beforehand. I mean, I haven't always been the most active person. I have always tried to keep up with, my physical health as much as I can. I've had a lot of trouble kind of trying to find the motivation to work out. Always. I mean, that's always been the case for me. I'm never sometimes I am, but I'm never like super pumped to work out and to, or to exercise or whatever. And it's always kind of a chore. And I think that's for a lot of people. It's like a discipline. You have to discipline yourself. You have to push yourself. You have to kind of, mentally you have to like schedule yourself to go to the gym. You have to be in this routine where, that's a part of your day, or else you're not going to do it. And that certainly is not a regular part of my day. At least it hasn't been. It used to be. And I think another thing too is, I've been working out, I've been exercising since I was in high school. I guess not particularly hard, or and that's the thing too. It's like if you don't see results right away, then that totally like discourages you. And again, like the psychology of that, and just not seeing results and not seeing an immediate change to your body. It kind of like makes you think like, okay, well, what am I doing all this for? If it's not really doing anything, why am I still doing this? Why am I still pushing myself and putting myself through this if I don't see immediate change? And then you kind of have to just remind yourself that it's not supposed to be immediate. I mean, for me, it's been years and I haven't seen like a significant change in my body. And again, maybe I'm just not pushing myself hard enough. That's the hardest part. It's pushing yourself almost to the point of like being uncomfortable. I think you need to be uncomfortable if you want that growth that you're looking for. For a very long time, I haven't really been comfortable with the way my body looks. I feel like, in a lot of areas, I'm kind of too thin. Recently I've kind of, I've noticed that there's certain areas of my body that I've been putting on weight, where I don't want it, where I wish I could just cut that part of the weight and then just add, body mass or muscle to other parts of my body, like my arms or my shoulders or chest, and then cut all the fat that's like stored into like my midsection. But again, it's not just exercise, it's diet, it's lifestyle. I know the way you sleep in relation to your diet has a lot to do with that as well, which I could work on. I just recently had this doctor's appointment where I kind of did, like a physical and the whole checkup and everything, because I hadn't been for a while. And the first thing they do when you get there is they ask you to go on the scale. And I noticed, I've been the same weight I have been for like the last 10 years. Maybe not 10. 7 years, 6 years. But I've stayed at like this consistent weight, but my body has certainly been changing. And again, that just goes back to me being, that not the most comfortable, or maybe not the most satisfied with the way I look. My body has been changing, and all this weight has been distributed to different parts of my body throughout this, period of time. And I don't know, I thought that was just a trip, Generally, like I've said in the past, generally I try to stay a lot healthy. I've been a lot more conscious of that as of late, just being aware of my age and that I'm, slowly getting older. 25 right now, 26 this year. And knowing in the past that I never really paid attention to that. Certainly not in high school. I was very thin in high school. Just looking at my driver's license and like looking at the weight, it's weird to think of. It's weird to think that was me at a certain point in time, because for a very long period of time, like I said, I have maintained the same consistent like weight. But I just so like for a very long time I never really paid attention to what I ate and what I put into my body. And then you add alcohol. I was drinking a lot within the past 10 years. That much is probably true. Doing a lot of drugs. And all of those things really take a toll on your body. Whether I will always love marijuana. I have talked about this before. I will always love marijuana, and I will always, I'll always support it and advocate for it, because I think people, I don't think there's anything necessarily damaging about it. But like I said, sometimes you're just not in the right headspace where you don't really need that. Like right now, I don't smoke, I don't drink. And that's just me making the conscious decision that I need to be aware of how I treat myself. Because again, before you can, it's cliche, but as the saying goes, you can't really love anybody. You can't love somebody else until you love yourself. And that goes into every facet of, that's in every form of the terminology. You have to take care of yourself physically, you have to take care of yourself mentally, emotionally, publicly, just the way that, other people see you. And sometimes, you don't need to worry about that stuff. I've learned that, not to really care what people think, and I've been a very different person. I like to just know that I'm always evolving, that I'm always growing, that I'm always becoming better. Because if you're not, then what's the point? If you're not, then I think you really need to take a look at that and just be like, okay, well, what am I doing with this time on this earth? Like, why am I wasting my time and just like not moving forward? And I'm not saying you need to like make these big steps, but just, I feel like, just being conscious of your growth as a person, and the things that you've achieved and what you want to achieve, and just making sure that you're always on this like positive path, or just something that's gonna maintain a healthy lifestyle for yourself. I think that's very important. And I'm not saying you need to eat healthy all the time. I certainly struggle with that. You don't need to always be okay mentally. It's okay, to break down and to cry sometimes. But I think just taking care of yourself, and like, again, it's funny because there's like the sign in front of me that says 45-minute parking for customers only. And then one of the establishments here is a gym, it looks like. So that's why I kind of spun off into this like working out thing, which hasn't really it's turned into more of like a self-help video, but yeah, I think working out is very exercising, it can be very beneficial to you. And, you know, I know it's hard. I certainly know it's very hard to get into and to kind of get into that groove, especially during quarantine when, you know, a lot of people don't have, you know, weights or, you know, equipment available to themselves. You just got to figure it out. You got to do what you can do. And then just know that this isn't going to last forever. So that when you do get into the gym, when they finally reopen, you will have these. You'll hopefully have these like established good habits in place already. So you do know that this is the time you need to start working out. You do know this is the time you need to set aside so you can just process everything that's happening and just make sure that you're okay mentally. And yeah, again, I think you just need to make sure that you take care of yourself. This is really good. I'm really enjoying this a lot. I think I am going to cut this video short just because, first of all, my battery is kind of dying. I do have a time limit on this parking spot, so once again, everybody, just please take care of yourself. Please just be kind to yourself and those around you. And just know that everybody's kind of going through some shit, whether you know it or not. So, peace out. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next video. Thank you.